Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is a requested recipe and of course my late of course. This is a corn recipe. It's a sweet cornbread recipe. I'm going to add some cheese to it. I'm going to add some coconut milk. Oh, this is one's going to be good. Come on, let's get started.
Here comes a rude boy Jamaican.
Guys, let's go over all the ingredients and the things we're gonna need to make my version of cornbread in your kitchen. Fast, easy, and simple, moist, tasty, and juicy on the inside. All right, you're gonna need your cornmeal. That is a cup and a half of refined. I prefer to use refined cornmeal. It makes your cornbread taste way much better. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay. You're also going to need 1 cup of sugar. I am using brown sugar. That is cane sugar, pure cane sugar, and that is 1 cup. If you want to make it a little bit sweeter, you could use a cup and a half. If you want to use white sugar, you could use white sugar. But in this kitchen and for this recipe, I am using brown sugar. Now let's talk about the coconut milk. I'm going to be using coconut milk instead of regular milk and almond milk and whole milk or any kind. 3 eggs. You're also going to need 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. You're going to need butter. Butter is going to make this thing turn up a loud knot. It's buttery, so you need at least a half a cup of butter or margarine. You're going to need vegetable oil, and that is 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of baking soda. And that is what it takes to make my cornbread in my kitchen. Let's go. Alright guys, we're moving on to our very first step. Now the first thing you want to do is add your sugar in and your butter, and we are going to combine these two together. Now it should be looking like this at that step. Now you want to add your eggs, and you want to add the egg one at a time. Now your mixture should be looking like that. You want to go ahead and add your vegetable oil. Now you're going to add your coconut milk. And you're going to just put the whole entire can of coconut milk in that thing. And then you're going to just go ahead and set this aside. Okay guys, we are moving on to the next step. Now in that container, I'm going to add my flour, my cornmeal, salt, baking powder, and baking soda goes in here. I'm going to add my cheese. I'm going to mix that in. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay guys, with your dry ingredient, you're going to go ahead and pour in the wet ingredients inside of that. I'm just going to mix that in. And you're basically folding it in, the mixture in. And so now we are going to move on to our next step. Okay guys, so now I have my baking container. I'm just going to go ahead with my non-stick cooking spray, and I'm going to spray it up real good. And just pour your mixture in. I'm going to put some of that mozzarella cheese on top of that. You can put the sharp cheddar cheese if you want, but I'm going to put the mozzarella on top of that. pop it in the oven, and when I come back, I'm gonna have perfectly baked cornbread in my kitchen. See you back? Okay. Now guys, as soon as your cornbread come out of the oven and you check it to make sure that it's nicely baked, you want to go ahead and put some butter on top of that while it's still hot, and just get that butter and just put it on top of that cornbread and just make it melt right into it. That's how you want it to look. So when you put your butter on there, it just melts right in every single crack of that cornbread. Oh man, see that guys? Okay guys, so now that my cornbread is nice and cool, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut into that moist cornbread. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Fast, easy and simple. With my kitchen, you're going to love this cornbread recipe guys. Oh, that coconut. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you like to see me cooking next in my kitchen. And then happy Thanksgiving y'all. And from my family to your family, and from my kitchen to yours, enjoy. I'm gonna let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, a time for eat. So see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.